All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So, an interesting 2 days on GTII to say the least. All right, I first off yesterday I got too greedy yesterday is what happened. You know what I mean? So I'll talk about this 102 line a bunch. I think today is a really good highlight of things that I talk about often. You know what I mean? Doing it one day doesn't mean that much to me. Confirmation is king. You know what I mean? And two moving averages is that much harder than breaking one, and just a bunch of different things that we'll get into shortly. But real quick, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We do have our five moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines, as well as a couple trend lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this thing, comment. Anything you can do really does help with the YouTube algorithms. But for real, coming here, giving me your time is super, super appreciated. And more than anything, I love the fact that and if you're new, I hope you do feel the same way. But I think a lot of people know that I know that there's a lot of passion in this, and I have no problem with people disagreeing with me. And I think we have some really good conversations when we disagree. You know what I mean? But end of the day, look, I'm not here to hate on this stock. I'm not here to bash on this stock. There was one comment that got me a little scared. Someone was kind of joking about because of me, they sold everything. And I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. You know that, right? I'm nothing more than another one of the billion opinions on the internet, right? There's plenty of them out there. So, but again, I appreciate you being here with me. So let's talk a little bit first about just how sad it was that I missed yesterday, okay? And look, I think most of the people would agree. Like, I did a real good calling the drop, and then I missed the pop literally because I got greedy for 10 cents, right? And what happened? Look, this line right here on the daily, I gave it just a little less emphasis because this 200 on the weekly. You know, I often say my lines, I'm not here for perfection. I'm here for close enough. And generally speaking, I do put a little bit more weight on these moving averages than I do. Because again, I'm literally manually drawing these. And you see, it's not like I'm hardcore zooming in or even coming back to edit. I'm putting a line to give me, a line in the sand. There's no other way of saying it, right? So it really was my fault to I like my lines. I'll be honest with you. I think I'm pretty good at drawing some horizontal lines. Actually, I really do. And yeah, maybe I should have given myself a little more credit, right? But yeah, the move from 102 to 96. You see the purple line right there in the box over there. That really was pretty insignificant. And again, it's easy to say that in hindsight, right? But end of the day, in all honesty, if I bought and if I made that 30% yesterday, I really would have sold a lot of it. I honestly, you know what I mean? It's almost like a recent runner. And I mean, honestly, when I do my recent runner videos, if you watch those, they're generally in the 20, 30, 40%. The funny thing is the volume wasn't some wild spike. I just kind of wanted there wasn't something like this, right? Where yesterday was blah, blah. And then that 30-day was just this out of nowhere, right? The volume is actually pretty consistent. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I wasn't sure that was going to break. And really, what might have fooled some people this morning was we opened above it. That's pretty hardcore. You know what I mean? It didn't seem like it lasted that long up there, but I am actually wildly surprised that it even was able to gap up and open up here. You know what I mean? So. But again, when I do my videos and when I say confirmation and things like that, the close is what matters. An open gap up, yeah, it sounds like it's a beautiful thing, right? But you see it, they can definitely close a lot lower, right? So what's bothering me about today? A couple things, right? I really wish we at least held the 8 moving average. For real, if this thing closed, I'll be honest, my Webull actually says that it closed at 117. So I don't know if this 119 is accurate, that 117 is accurate. Nonetheless, I wish that it closed a little closer to 130. If we could have held that the green line, it would have made me feel, obviously holding this or getting anywhere, right? But the big thing for me on today was holding the 8 moving average. It really, really was. And again, we lose the 8. we obviously lose this we break the downtrend, right? Like that's what we're hunting. We're hunting this downtrend break and hopefully a go up, right? So we obviously lose that. We obviously lose that. And yeah, we're now back under this 126 line, right? So these still aren't looking good. MACD actually looks like it wants to keep going back into the negative. It's still going back. Looks like the RSI is ready to go back. And really what I am seeing, like I said, the volume is consistent, right? And that is actually something I talked about on the last video. Where was it? This. Where like, I don't know if we've seen the bigger volume takeoffs just yet. So I think I'm actually still holding my 96-cent line, because again, yeah, this weekly doesn't look that good. And let's just look at this view from the weekly, all right? Because again, it's really easy to look at the daily, remember yesterday, and let it jump out, right? I think this view really speaks volumes, because despite gaining 30% yesterday, as a week stands, we're actually close to minus 9%. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, all we're actually doing is just kind of going down the downtrend, right? And this is a do again, there's still tomorrow. We'll see what tomorrow does, right? But like, and there's, days after, right? But yeah, I think we are still actually coming down here. And again, volume hasn't even done much on the weekly. So yeah, I think it would have been a really interesting reading if we held the 8. Honestly, I always say 80% of the work is up here. One thing I do want to call out, all right, this cluster of moving averages is actually kind of opening up now, all right? So what does that mean? Look, this was coming in, coming in, coming in. It got super tight. There was obviously an up and down. There's been some movement, and like end of the day, what I'm actually seeing is like we're kind of breaking the cluster, and it kind of looks like we're breaking it down. In all honesty, like the 8 is coming down, the 20's coming down, the 100 staying here, and then the 50 and the 200 are kind of staying here. I think we're opening up the cluster, and I don't know if that means that this thing might be, coming a little bit down. I think it's a little interesting to see the lines kind of opening up like that's like a flower opening, right? I don't know if you see that or not, but yeah, tomorrow. Let's talk about tomorrow real quick. End of the day, the answer is 8 moving average. We have to get back over 130. All right. I actually would really love it if we can get back over 135. Let's just call it a flat 135. That would put us over the 8 moving average and over our downtrend line, right? But still a little bit to be worried about here for sure. So, hey, I beyond appreciate your opinions. William, I definitely owe you a fat reply. I haven't replied. Like, I want to do something good with that thing. But yeah, everyone, I love you so, so much. Thank you. Thank you.